Okay. iPad. Right, we have to record this. Guys, let me turn on my thingy. Right. Guys, so we will move on to this, which is we are basically need to understand the code now. So function move to previous slide. So when we click this, it's going to hide all the slides. So here slide class name got removed. Item visible. So it's hide the slide. When I click this, it's hide the slide. It's remove visible, and then it's added hidden, right? So it's basically hide it away. If you just remove visible, it's still going to be there. Because cursor item hidden is displaying none, so it's displaying nothing. It's nothing. Visible, still going to be there. Right? So when we click this, it's run this, it's hide this. So this is let's do Joker. Joker is the easiest way to explain this. Right? If slide position is equal to 0, 0, 0, equal 0. So basically, if it equal same type, same value to 0, this line of code will be run. Slide position is equal to total slide minus 1. Total slide is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. So now slide position is going to be 2. Then we run slides. Then we do, this is 2. This is going to be 2 because it's equal to 0, and now it's now slide position is equal to 2. Then we do a class list add carousel item visible. So we add this into our thingy. Now the slide number 2 is going to be visible. So slide number 2 is going to be this. Slide number 2, this is slide number 2. And then now it run again. If we click this, it's hide displayed. This page right here, hide it, and then it run. Oh, if slide position is equal to 0. No, it's not. So else slide position reduce by 1. So slide position is equal to slide position minus 1. So it's basically reduction by 1. It's a reduction by 1. So now it's 2. This is 2. So the new slide position is equal to 2 minus 1. So it's 1. So now we put it into here. It slides. Now it's 1 dot class list, and then it's basically doing the same stuff before. So now we go to 1, right? Now we click it, everything run. Now it's 1. It's at 1. Function move to previous slide. So when we click this again, it's hide this page. It's need to hide this page. And then if it not, it's going to be displayed down here as block, because we specify them as display block, right? So now when we do this, right, it's at 1. So the position is not equal to 1. It's not equal to 0. So now it's at 1, right? Else slide position minus 1. So click it. Oh, Joker again. Pretty nice. Now we understand it.
decrement. So we're going to say we need an else. If you're not position 0 increment, and that's going to hide everything. If I refresh that previous, not using any sort of fancy technologies or just the general, okay, click this, do this. We have to think about the logic. So well done. And
this is like a orderless, but it's like a, how can I say it? It's just complicated because the way how he explained all of this is way too hard. Like,
even though this does look good, I have a nice treat for you in the next screencast. So let's look at how we can have some smooth transitions. I'll see you in the next screencast.
I'm assuming we're going to do a transition in CSS. Yes, true. Obviously, when a new slide appears that has a class name cursor item visible, we want to trigger an animation. Create new keyframe at the bottom of this file called fade visibility, right? So
we have reached the final video. We have a working slider, as we can see here, but we don't have smooth transitions, and I really want the smoothness as to when you click next or previous, you get some sort of small animation. And we're going to be using keyframes within CSS. Now, you may have not come across keyframes, but keyframes are very, very useful. They basically allow us to do some animations, and they have a range from 0 to 100. So we're working on a range of 0 to 100%. And we can
0
say,
to
okay,
100%.
At 0%, I want you to do this. And I'm just going to pass some normal CSS values. At 100%, I want you to do this. And then the third variable in the equation is a timer. So we're going to say, okay, start at 0%. So we could say opacity 0. Don't do anything until the timer has reached the value. We have a quality, so if we pass 0.5 seconds, wait 0.5 seconds. Once you have hit 0.5 seconds, do what we tell you to do at 100%. So to do this, and I'm well aware not everybody is going to be an expert in CSS keyframes. It's a very niche area of CSS, but it can give you some amazing results.
This is interesting. This is what, like, the only thing that I like about CSS is basically the Flexbox, which is like amazing technology. Second one is transition, pretty good. And the last one is probably the what is it called? Like who you can create like a no, it's not. Wait, Flexbox, and just for now I forgot the last one, but it's a really nice one. I forgot about it. Let's we will remember this next time, and I will tell you guys, right? Create a new keyframe at the bottom of this file called fade visibility. Right, we have to see this first. I don't remember how to do this. I don't remember anything about CSS, to be honest. Right, we do at keyframe at keyframe. This is called a new slide appeared. It has a class name. We want to trigger an animation. Create new keyframes at the bottom of this file called fade. Right, now we do this kind of like a JS function. Keyframe visibility. Right, visibility. Right, keyframe work in steps. So 0 on range, each step you will supply change the animation sequence. 0 could be hidden and have an opacity of 0, and 100 would be showing the item by having an opacity of 1. Our first keyframe step would be 0, which set the opacity to be 0. Remember that 0% on our sequence step is not like a regular property value. you have to use curly braces because, and then set your values inside there. Right, we would do this. From 0 to right, we do from, this is going to be 0%. No, you can't do that. Wait, let me see. Oh, we can do this 0%. All right. Do we have to say from? Nope. 0% is going to open curly braces. Should be in line, right? No, it's good. It's good. It's good. 1, 2. Opacity 0. That was not like regular, so you have to use our second keyframe within the fader would be 100%. So just set handle right 100, not 1,000. 1. Right. Set to pass our keyframe. Add this keyframe animation to cursor used by using property animation and pass our keyframe, those keyframe being faded visibility. Our second keyframe step within fade visibility would be 100. Set the opacity to 1. Add this keyframe animation to carousel item visible by using property animation and pass our keyframe. Carousel item visible. What was it? Carousel item visible. Right, animation. And we add this into this, right? We take all of this, shove it in there. Right? Why is it doesn't show? The hell? By using property, animation, and pass our keyframe. Those keyframe being faded visibility. Right, we do fade visibility. Is it like this? Pass it into there. Try this. Right, comment this. Lastly, after we have added our property and value to carousel item visible, we need to pass a time value. I'm going to use, so after animation, pass a time value. I'm going to use 0.5 seconds. .5 second. Right, so from 100, it would take 0.5 seconds to go from 0 to 100. Right, let's run this. Wow, this look nice. Looks nice. Look nice. Wow, it's look actually good. It's actually.
So what I want you to cycle, not say we want the new one frames. It's amazing. So fantastically, when it comes to, I would give yourself a huge pat on the back for this. This is an amazing task that you have achieved. We've gone over so much. We've covered, like, even here we're covering.
It sounds so dead.
We're covering moving items to the left, to the right, hiding them. We've even done positioning on the buttons. We've even added ARIA labels to make sure that we are fully accessible for screen reading, JavaScript and CSS, and creating Cast or in the Discord. I'll see you later.
Nice. This is nice. Make it my own. Yes. Hell yes. Hell yes. Baby.
Welcome to the final screencast for the carousel. Now the journey does not stop here. This is just the beginning for you. I'm no longer going to be adding any more screencasts in terms of the implementation. We have created a fantastic base for a carousel. So if we look at the carousel, we can see extendable code. So the next step would be features. What features do you want to add? Now this is where your extended learning comes in, because this is where the nitty-gritty features and the code implementation and the learnings, the muscle memory, all come together. So here are some feature suggestions. Firstly, automated slide transitions. Now you may have seen these on various carousels where, say for example, you're on an e-commerce website, it is automating between the slides on the carousel and showing different products.
Right.
And this is where point 2 comes in, because generally speaking, if you have a carousel, you will have a nice feature image as the background, and there may be some text. And the reason you may have text on there is because you may have a title and a description for a new product, for example, and you want to advertise it. So carousels are really good for that particular setup. And of course, you may want to show the user which slide they're on. So you can do this either in numbers, you can do this either by setting a background image to a little dot. So you say, for example, you have 3 different slides, you would increment the dots. So if you have 3 dots on there, you start at slide 1, the dot would be slide 1. Great. Don't be afraid to do that. And 100 people, you will all be on it. Fantastic. I will see you somewhere on Scrimba.
Yes, let's move on. Hello, Zinger Donos. How are you doing? I'm doing quite a challenging course right now. Yeah. Right, now we are moving on into building a dice game, which is like I like some like really simple games, like logical games. Pretty nice. I create a number guessing game with Python. It's pretty fun. It's a lot of logical stuff. I also create a what is it called? Rock paper scissors game, which is fun to do. Really nice. So now we're moving on to the dice game. Dice game, I'm assuming it's going to be 1 to 6. That is our value, the list of our values. And I don't know how we do this. Like we just compare 2 players, and then I have no idea. Let's watch this first, right?
Hey there, this is Pear, and in this section you are going to build...
Hey, I like this guy real much. Like the way how he teach, so much better. The other guy, he sounds like he's kind of dead inside. No, I'm kidding. He sounds like he's get bored of teaching. This guy is really energetic. Yeah.
Build a dice game in JavaScript. And when I say you, I mean you, because you are going to write the code yourself. So all of this here is the finished code, and here we have the game itself. Let's try it out. So the way it works is that you roll the dice, and it alternates between player 1 and player 2. And you can see we're keeping track of the score, and the point is to reach 20 as fast as possible. When a player, boom, like that, reaches 20, it's declared as the winner, and a reset game button appears, which you can click then in order to play the game yet again. So you are going to learn so much implementing this game, and actually at the very end I'm going to challenge you to use your own creativity to come up with a new feature and enhance the game, and then share it with your study mates in your study group or in the general Discord channel. So that is going to be so much fun. And with that, let's just jump into this tutorial and write some kick-ass JavaScript.
Ooh, some kick-ass JavaScript, baby.
Okay, so it's time for the first challenge. And in this challenge, I want you to create the necessary variables for the game state. Because as you know, as we play this game, things happen. Scores change and players roll the dice when it's their turn. In order to manipulate the DOM so that things happen in a correct order and happen as we expect them, we need to keep track of some kind of data. And that is the game state. And I will personally use 3 variables to store this game state. However, there are many ways to solve this, and there are no right and wrong answers. There are certainly better and worse answers, and I think it's a good solution to use 3 variables. But I'm not going to give you any more hints. You have to think for yourselves, what are the things you need to keep track of in the game state, and how are you going to represent them, and of course, in which data types are you going to represent them. So just go ahead and do this right now, and when you're done, revert.
Right, so we have 3 variables. So player turn, player 1 turn. Right, I'm assuming the score, player 1 score, right? So there's 2 left, so we copy this. Right, Control D. Now we type player 1 score. Right, now we switch this to 2. Control D equal document get element by ID. Right, variables is going to be score, player 1 scoreboard. Shift. Copy this. I'm assuming it's the same. Player 2 scoreboards. Player 2 scoreboards, right? This score is going to change, so it is going to be then we do const we do let's, right? Because it's going to change. This 2 is going to be const because it's not going to change, but the value in them might change later, but this thing is not going to change. Right, we do another const player turn. Should we do just 1 or 2? 2 player turns. Player 1 turn, player 2 turn. Oh, we can do like a flip. Like player 1 turn. If player 1 turn is true, then it's player 1 turn. If player 1 turn is false, now it's player 2 turns. So we do let player 1 turn equal true. We switch it to false first, because it's always start at player 1 turn. False. It's like a toggle. True, false, true, false, true, false. Oi, computer.
Back to the screencast. I will show you my step. I'll create 2 variables. Turn it is. And then have player 2 turn to false. And then flip both of these around each time a new player takes over the dice. However, that's actually not necessary because we know from player 1 if the value is false, we know that the player 2 value should be
Ah, see?
so they're kind of mutually exclusive. So actually, we only need to keep track of one of these because if it's not the first one who's playing,
It's
the
equal
other
to
one.
0.
So
Interesting. Interesting.
we just store whether or not it's player's 1 turn in order to not create unnecessary variables, and then just use this value in order to control the flow of the game. If you solve this in another way, that's totally fine. I'm not saying that this is the only way to do it. You could, for example, create an object which stores all of this. That would make total sense. Or you could store just some of it in an object. That would make sense. I mean, there are many ways to do this. And we're not creating Grand Theft Auto. Let's move on to the next challenge.
Next challenge. Where we at? We at 5. We have 6, 7, 8. Wow. We have a lot.
Okay, so in this challenge, you're going to create variables in order to store references to the necessary DOM nodes, meaning the DOM nodes that we're going to manipulate throughout the game, and also DOM nodes that we need to listen to. For example, listen to button clicks. There are a couple of buttons in this game. So take a look at this here and think about which of these elements that needs to change in order to show how the game is progressing to the user. Then you should have a look at the index.html and figure out how you can grab references to all of those DOM nodes and then store those references in variables. So go ahead and do that right now, and when you're done, resume back to the screencast.
It's probably going to be all Constantino. Right, Control D, copy, and we do this. Then we do this. How many? This one message, this ID. Player dice, right? Player dice. This one as well. This one as well. Player 2 dies. So this one buttons and reset buttons. Reset. Right, so we reset. Okay, that's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Paste. Right, we do player message. Message equal document. Hey, document dot get element by ID. This is going to be class message. Message. Then the next one is going to be what is it called here? Not this. Yeah, scoreboard. Players 1 score, player 2 score, player 1 score, document dot get element by ID. This is going to be player 1 score, and we have copy this, and we do player 2 score, 2 score, 2. Right, then we have player 1 dice. Call this total score. It's easier. Total score. Then we do this player 1 dice. So it's player 1 dice is can only be 1 to 6. And then player 2 dice. 2 dice. Right, document get element by ID. Do this. Boop. Boop. commas. It's like a really good habit of doing this, which I always forgot, because sometimes it's going to be error unknown errors, which is like suck dick. Hey computer, come on, why are you so slow? Player 1 dice. Alright. Then row button btn. This is called row btn document dot get element by id. Then we do this, row btn, and the next one is reset btn equal document dot get element by id. This is going to be this. Then we do this, reset btn. That's right. Boop. Right.
Then please see up here. Run the lessons editor and bring up the console, and there we can see we're now approaching the
right. Continue.
Okay, so now it's time to get started on the logic of the game. And
Good
the first thing I
coffee.
want you to do is log out a random number between 1 and 6 when the user hits the roll dice button. And what you have to do here is first hook up a click event listener to the roll dice button, which you can see here, and then log out the random number between 1 and 6. As a hint, you need to use math.floor and math.random in order to generate that random number. So go ahead and try to solve this right now, and when you're done, come back to the screencast and then I will show you the solution as well.
Right, we do add event listeners. Row btn. Right, is it row btn? Yeah. No, it's play with 1 dice. No, it's not. It's row btn because we hook it up with a add event listeners. Add event listeners going to be click, right? Oi, computer, why so slow? And then we do function. Then we do this. Then we do this. And in here is going to be forgot about this. Let's click this. We go to the I had it before. Where is this? Where can this be? Project 4, right? No, project 4 is the not the password gen. I want to see my password gen. Right. We go to GitHub. I remember math.floor is going to be random is going to give you 1 from 1 to 0 to 1, not including 1, and floor is going to round it up. So math.random is going to be decimal place 0.999, right? 0.999 to 0 to 0.999, and then the math floor is going to round it up, so it only can be 0 or 1. So now you need it to be only 6. Math.floor and math.random. Javascript, baby. Yes, it's going to round that up. got this is how we call this random numbers. Random numbers is going to be, let random number is equal to b math dot floor open bracket math dot random times 6, right? Times 6. Now we console log this out. Console.log random math, random numbers. Run this 1, 5. That has to be 7, right? It cannot be 0. So it has to be +1. +6 and then +1. Wrap all of this in like and we do +1 outside. Not going to work. Right. We do times 6. And then we do +1. +1 here. Right, math.random times 6 +1. Oh, no. I'm fucking stupid. I'm stupid. Math.random open bracket times 6. 6 + 1. Right, it's good. Well, this is like solving a puzzle, guys.
What kind of that? Oh,
Easy.
Dice. Okay. Okay. So what happens then? Well, what happens is that if we generate a number between.
It's only 0 to 5 now. 0 to 5, so we have to add 1. Add 1 to it. Right, easy.
And 1, and then we get dice. From 1, snap.
Right, we are building, guys. We are building a dice game. Dice game for two players. It's going to be a lot of find out which player's turn is it.
Okay, so now it's time to take the next step towards building this into a functional game. Right now we're able to roll the dice. You see we get a number logged out. We don't keep track of which player actually rolled the dice. Of course we need to do that. So in this 3-part challenge, you're first going to figure out which player's turn it is. And then you're going to log out the value with the player name. For example, player 1 rolled 5. And then after that, you're going to switch back to the other player. So that every time we hit this button, it alternates between player 1 and player 2 and tells us which player rolled what number on the dice. So go ahead and do this right now, and as always, resume back to this cast when you're done or stuck, and then have a look at how.
Right, so right now, find out which player turn is it. Should we do an if statement? If player 1 turn is equal to true, it's already equal to true. So now if it is, I don't know which player turn is it. Log out the value. Oh, so we do this. If then player 1 turn equal true, right? And then we do this, right? So if it's true, then it's now is going to process what is inside, log out the value, player 1 roll 3, right? Do we put random numbers here, or we just like put something else? Player 1 roll 3. So dot log player 1 roll 5, right? Log out the values. And then we do this, we plus random numbers, right? Then now we flip it off by doing player 1 turn equal to false now. Right, we do commas here. Commas here is always a good thing to do. Unknown errors. What the switch the turn back to other players. Now, else if player 1 turn. Oh, it's right here. Right. Is not equal to boop boop. Can we do this? No. True. Then we run this. Or we can do equal false. False, right? And then in here we console log out. Pretty easy. Player 2 random numbers, and then we turn player 1 back to true. Back to true. True, right? Player 1 1. So we need to add like this. Right. Plus random numbers. Okay, player 1 3, player 2 3 1. And now what we need to do is basically add it all together. It's simple.
I would do it. Player turn will allow you in such case. Well, if we run this code, as we know is good practice to do each time we add a little piece of code. Player 1 roll 2, player 1 roll 6. Okay, so the program is simply letting player 1 play again and again and again. And obviously we don't want that. The way to solve that is of course an else statement. It's not player's 1 turn, it is player's 2 turn. So then do player 2 roll a random number. This will still just log out the numbers for player 1 as we're not switching the turn, which is our third task. And to do that, we simply need to flip the value of player 1 turn from true to false or from false to true, depending on whose turn was in the previous step. There are many ways to do this, and some of you probably did it in a little bit of a clunky way, like if player 1 turn is true, then set player 1 turn equals false.
Yeah, I did that.
Player 1 turn, set it equal to true, because this will only run if it is false, then we're swapping it back. Now this would work. Try it out. Roll the dice. Player 1 rolled 5. Player 2 rolled 2. Okay, good. Now we're alternating between the players. Totally fine. However, an easy way to do this is to simply use player 1 turn equals opposite of player 1 turn. So this exclamation mark here simply flips the value of whatever comes after it. So if it is true, then this will be set to false. And if it is false, this will be set to true. It's just the same as what we did up here. We can comment that out, run the code, and see, yes, it indeed works. So no matter how you solve this, with this one right here or this one right here, you should be proud of yourself doing this. So don't feel bad if you solved it in this.
Player 1 is not equal. It's going to be the opposite, right? So it cannot be, oh, true cannot be true. It's going to be false. Because here is false and it's true. Wow.
And that's a completely valid solution. And as a beginner, I don't think you should be too obsessed with writing perfect production-ready code at every single challenge. What's more important is that you understand the code you write, that you're comfortable with progressing towards more complex and so-called elegant solutions. Don't try to worry too much about always doing it in the way a professional developer would have done it. That's not important at this point. What's important is that you solve the challenges, and if you don't solve them, go back and try again. With that, let's now move on and build out the next part.
I solved it. Yeah, I solved it, guys. Yes.
Okay, so in this challenge, we're going to take the current logic that we have, turn it into something tangible that we can see on the page. Namely, we're going to display the dice number instead of just logging it out. And we're also going to use the active class in order to show which player's turn it is. As you can see, the player who's about to roll the dice has this shadow around its dice. So we need to swap that from the player 1 to player 2 when it's player 2's turn. And likewise, we need to alternate back to player 1 after player 2 has rolled the dice, and back and forth. And that is used via a active class, which you see here. The player dice has the active class.
So we do class list, add, and then
the player 2 dice does not have the active class by default. So we need to find a way to make this class jump from here to there, back to there, and so on. And
yummy.
So on. That is the second task, and I've given you 2 hints, which is that you can use the class list remove and the class list .add methods to achieve this. Finally, you're going to update the message, which is the one up here, so that it states whose turn it is. Okay, with that, I wish you good luck. Go ahead and solve this, and turn back to this cast when you're ready to see my solution. Okay, so
we do this. If player on turn, console log this. We don't want this, so we want to display it into this thingy, right? What is it called? Player dice. Computer, come on, computer. You can make it. Don't die on me. Player 1 turn. Player roll dice. Random numbers. Alright, so we roll. Which one is it? Score? Not the score, for sure. This is going to be this thingy, right? Player 1 dice. Player 2 dice, right? We don't want the console log this. Player 1 dice dot in HTML is going to be. Oi, why am I deleting all of this? Right? We do this, and then we do player 1 dice dot inner HTML equal this going to be this. Put it in here. Right. Going just to be the random numbers. Oh, actually, you just say text content. It's way easier. It's going to be this, random numbers. Right, we run this, play this, 1, right? Basically the same things for this. We do player 2 dice, random numbers. Fuck yes. Yes, 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 and yes. Yes, now we use the active class to show which player turn is it. Alright, it's always switch to and player active. Want to generate that thingy, this thingy is going to get removed. Right, we put it there. Now it's going to be player 2. So what do we do? We dot class list remove. It's going to be this, and then call remove active. What do we do here? What is it called? Player 1 dice. Player 1 dice. Remove. Player 2 dice. It's going to be get added. 2 dice. Okay, good. Wait. Huh? Now it's not going back. It's removed and added, right? Removed and added. No, it cannot be that. No way, no chance. Play 2 dice. Well, let's try this. What the f— oh my god. Remove. No, this is 2. Run. Oh, this is both. I needed to alternate. How do we do that? Right, we just keep it here. I'm assuming this is right switch, but then it doesn't switch back. Right. Now it's like it's remove. Oh, player one dice dot class dot add active. No, but that is going to ruin, right? It's going to ruin this. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Update the message. DOM note, so that is state. Who turns it? Right, it's going to be. When is it? When it is player one turn.
Hopefully that went.
Computer. Why is my computer lagging so hard? Did I turn everything off? Right. So we update the DOM. It's going to be hello, I'm from Vietnam. Where are you from, Zinga? Wait, let me see. Message dot text content equal to. What should this be, guys? What should this be? Is my mic on? My mic is on, right? My mic is on. Yep. This is going to be player one turn. We don't need this. We only need it for here. Message. Because this default is going to be dot text content. Oh, nice. Beautiful country. Bulgaria. This is a nice country. I've seen it online. Look amazing. Looks amazing. They have really nice women there. Really nice. Player 2 turn. Try this. Roll dice. Player 2 turn. It's now state player 2 turn as well. So now we have this. Player 1 turn. Player 2. 1. See, this part F me in the butt. I just don't know how to do this. How to remove this. And we add it into this. But it couldn't add. Play one dice. Add. Try this. Now it doesn't remove. Ah. I'm trolling. Right,
Well,
let's see his solution.
Go ahead and solve this. Well, let's do the same. Player 2. First, after player 1 has rolled the dice, we need to remove the active class so that this shadow is active.
Yes,
And
I
then
did that.
likewise, we have to add it to the player 2 dice. So the player.
Oh, we added to the player 2. Right in here. Okay. Player 2 dice. Dot class. Classless dot add. I did that, and it just stayed at the same. It just stayed the same. See, let's try. Doesn't do anything. Add active, and then remove. Player 1 dice. Should be removed. Should be removed. Right here. Remove active. And then player 1 dice is going to be added. Active. Try this. Huh? Dun, 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 dun. Player 2 dice active. Try this. Wait, it's not added. What?
It just stays at player 2. So we have to act after player 2 has rolled the dice. And that is done, of course, down here.
Classes add. Dun 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 dun.
After player 2 has rolled the dice, I'm just going to copy this here, and then we're going to remove the class list active from the player 2 dice, and then add it back to the player 1.
I did that exactly. I did this before, and it couldn't work. Did I forget something? I did exactly the same things. I need VAR to look that back. VAR, show me. Show me, did I do it? We add this, and then we remove this. Right? Why is it? Oh, Jesus.
And grabbing the DOM node that we need to update, which is in this case right here, it's the player 1 dice, because it is the player 1 turn. And see that it works. Roll dice, and boom, there we go. There we are, player 1, and boom, player 2. Player 1, player 2. Okay, nice. Nice. We need to remove the active class so that this shadow is removed. With the player dice, we have to add it to the player 2 dice. So the player 2 dice, class list, add. See if this works. Run the code, roll the dice, and yes, now it's swapped to player 2.
Huh? I did the same things. Why is it not working for me? Jesus. Oh my god. Oh my god, I did the mistake. I did the voodoo mistake. Oh my god, that's why it's not working for me. Oh my god. I did the voodoo mistake for coding, guys. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. I did the voodoo mistake. That's why it's not working. And we add. Remove. I need to buy a better keyboard. Right now. Yes, 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 yes. Yes and yes. Right. I did the voodoo mistake. I misclicked. Acties.
But it just stays at player 2. So we have to move it back after player 2 has rolled the dice. That is done, of course, down here. Active, and player 1 has rolled the dice with turn. And on the dice, nice. Now we signify that it's player 2's turn, both by the text.
Two and then one. Right.
And by the visual.
Guys, don't be like me. I just did
And
a voodoo mistake.
So, really resetting the game.
Don't be like me, guys. Voodoo mistake and coding is real. Voodoo mistake and coding is real, guys. Like all of a sudden, oh
Okay,
my
so
god.
now it's time to up.
So what is a voodoo mistake? It's like a when you misclick something. It looks really the same, right? I was misclicking C instead of V. C and V is really close together. Voodoo mistake. You think, oh, what? My code is the same as him. But why is it not working? And then you pounding your desk and then you realize how stupid your freaking mistake is. It's crazy.
Update the scores as the players play the game. So the first task is to update the score for each player after the dice has been rolled, and then display the scores in their scoreboards. And you can see their scoreboards, they're just above each of the players' dice. So go ahead and solve this right now and return back to the screencast if you want to see my solution.
Right, it's going to be the sum. The scoreboard is going to be the sum of random numbers. And then we can do a if sum less than something. Alright, player 2 turns. Where should we add this? Update scoreboards. We can do it here. Update scoreboard of each player. Do we do it in here or we do it out? Let's do it in here. Right, because when we let's what do we do here? Update score each player's score. Player 1 scoreboard is equal to sum. Can we do sum? Cannot do sum. What function could it be? Update the score, display the score in the scoreboard. Do we do it here? Player 1 scoreboard dot text content equal to random numbers. Player 2 scoreboard right, so we have to do it in here. Right before this and then this. And then how do we do this later on? Right, so it has to plus all of it into each other's. 5, 5, 2, 3, 2, 3. It's automatically updating. So now what do we do? We have to do the sum of this. How do we do sum of this?
Okay, hopefully that went well. First,
Oh,
let's start.
Oh no. I think I remember this. Plus equal. Plus equal. Plus equal. Try this. 6. 6. 5. 5. plus equal. It's not plus equal. Text content. It's going to be string first. It has to be go to. It has to go to int. Int. Just remembering here. Now we need to add. Start at 0. Right. We just do this and then let's see our solution.
The task updatable, because if it's the dice value to that value, so that it's updated with as many points.
Oh yeah, we add this. I forgot that we have this thingy right here. See, we look for hints and we are good. Right, it's equal to this plus equal. No, it's not. Player score. Player 1 score is going to be equals plus equal. What is it called? The dice number, right? The dice number. Player 1 dice. Right. Do we have to do this? And then it's going to be player 1 scoreboard dot text content equal to player 1 score. Right. Try this. Fuck. HTML elements. Oh, it's going to be equal to this random numbers. I forgot that. Not random numbers. This cannot be. Cannot be. Cannot be.
Points as you got eyes on the dice. Now this is a clunky way of writing it. It's actually an easier way of doing it. You can do simply player 1 score.
Let's equal the random numbers. Yeah, random numbers. Do we have to put it in here? So it's going to run that first. And then display the random numbers. Alright, player 1 score. Try this. 3. I don't care about that. Okay, it works. So we basically take this down. Player 2 score dot text content. No, it's not going to be this. We do player 2 score plus equal random numbers, commas, player 2 scoreboard dot text content equal to player 2 score. Commas, right? Now we do this. 4, 2, 10, 8. Okay, it works. It works. Now we're just going to do a function that's going to help us. Now we do an if in here. Yeah, we do an if out here.
Plus equals and next. Equals to the hazard scores the logic for declaring a winner. That's exactly what we're going to do in the next screencast. So I'll see you there. Okay, so now it's time to declare a winner. And in order to do that, you first have to check if a player has won, meaning they have gotten 20 points or more. And if so, we want to change the message, that is the title up here, to something like player X has won. So player 1 has won or player 2 has won. And then we are going to hide the roll dice button and then show the reset button. Because of course, here we're showing the roll dice button, but once a player has won, we're not supposed to roll the dice anymore. We're just going to reset the game. So in order to do that, you're going to have to use display none and display block.
Display none and display block. Block. If player 1 score equal 20, right? Is it a good way of writing this? Let's see. Okay guys, we do this. Display message, right? Message, text content is equal to player 1 has 1. Else if player 1, player 2 score larger than 20, then player 2 score, player 2 has 1. Right, message, player 2 has 1. Right, now we do this. Oh, player 1 has 1, right? Then we do should I repeat myself? Roll dice. We add a class here. Roll dice ID, roll buttons. What do we do here? Display block. It's going to be style. Something like that. Alright, we check Gmail. Oh. Right. Okay, has 1. And then what do we do here? Display none slash block. Block is going to be, it's like, I remember this style dot display and then equal block, right? If any of this has 1, oh, we can do or. Can we do an or? Or no, cannot do that. Or in JavaScript. It would be a better way of okay, we can do this. We can do this, not that, this, or player 2 score more than 20. to score more than 20. Now this is trolling a little bit. Right, we keep this the easy way. Then we have to repeat ourselves. And both of this has to hide. It's really awkward here. Like I'm trying to, but I couldn't think of a way to do this. Yes, I know how exactly I'm going to do, but like there's a way that you can do in order to not repeating yourself. To not repeating yourself. So now we do row.btn dot how to style in JavaScript, going to be like something, yes, dot style, something like that. Yeah, dot style dot display dot style dot display equal none, and then the reset this is going to be block. Try this, run this code. Alright, we can do the same things here, but it's like really repeating myself. Right, now 21, play 2 as 1. The reset game buttons doesn't work. So what can we do here? Oh, we can do reset. Oi, computer. Reset btn dot add event listeners. Click. Click, then function. Going to listen for this. It's going to be this. This function roll dice, right? Yeah. Let's do this. Oh, we'll study for 2 hours already. Nearly 2 hours. Wow. Time go fast. Time go fast.
Set to 20 points or equal, more than or equal to 20. Then we're going to do something else. So here we have the emoji there. Has one. Press one dice button. I'm going to see if this works. So the reset game button.
He basically do the same thing as mine. I thought there's gonna be a better way to do this, like by not repeating yourself. Right? Do block. Yep. Yeah, basically the same. Make it reset. Make it drier. Yes, exactly. This is what I was wondering. There must be a better way for them.
Okay, so in this quick little challenge, we're not going to add any more features. We're just going to practice refactor code and make the code drier. Dry stands for don't repeat yourself. Wrap these 2 lines of code in a function and then call the function inside both of these 2.
Ah, exactly. Ah, I'm stupid. I should be knowing this. Function. What do we call here? Function. Call this row. And then we do this. Wait. Hide. Row btn. Row btn. Going to be here. And then we do this, and then we just call this hide btn. Right, this, and then this. Okay. The reset button hasn't worked, but we will do it.
So go ahead and do that. Output solution with that. Display butlets function. Instead of these 2, simply both. Okay.
Basically, I did the same things. Let's see what is in here. Yeah, basically the same things. Right. This stuff is really simple. I like how the way how my instructor explained this. It's really better.
Because if we play the game now and roll the dice, you can see the reset game button doesn't do anything. What we wanted to do is to get the game back to its initial state, namely this state right here. So, what I need you to do...
click event listeners on reset btn. It's going to be dot add event listeners. It's going to be click, and then function, and then open, and then this. Create a reset function. Reset the game. Now we need a reset function. Hook up a click add event listener to roll dice buttons. Hook up a click add event listener. We have that. We have that. Reset buttons function. Dot reset. This is going to be moving the state of the game back to normal. How do we do that? How do we do that? Reset, reset, reset. Oh, we just go back and do this, right? Player 1 score equal to 0. Yeah, basically this. Dun 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 dun. Go dice. Text mode. Take this. I just reset it. Oi! Oi, oi, oi. Computer so slow. Scoreboard. It's going to be slash like this, right? As this buttons. One, two, right. Now we hook it up with the reset. Message is going to get displayed back to text.content equal to player 1 turn. Oi, oi, oi. Right. Now we run. Try and run it. I has to reset this as well. Reset and then invoke new game, right? Reset and then invoke the new game. When it's reset, it has to display reset and then this thingy show display buttons. Show display buttons. What the heck? Then we have to switch this back into a block. Right, I'm assuming that is all we need to do. Scoreboards. Reset game. Has to hide this. When we click it, it's had to reset btn display dot star dot display equal none, right? And then how do I clear this scoreboard? Oh, that's not the scoreboard. It's going to be the dice. Dicing. Alright, we reset all of this back to 0. We do this, and then we do dash, and then we do this, and then we do this. Bada bing, bada boom. Boop. 2, run, roll dice. Congratulations, reset game. Ah, there we go. So let's go. Player 2 has 1, right? Player 1 turn. Simple. I like it. Mamma mia. Boy, we are going to save this, guys. This is like scoring a goal at like the last minute game. Oh my god, it's good.
First, hook up a click event.
It's good. It feels good, right? Just like you just score a last minute goal in like a finals game, right? That is amazing. That's that feeling. Oh my god.
Listener, meaning with both the DOM manipulation and the game state. So go ahead and do this right now, and then if now, let's have, and we are going to fire off and create it down here. Hello from the console log. Let's count as well.
Hi, we don't
Now,
have to watch this.
Before we do the button, there are a couple of things we should also remember, which is to reset these variables right here, because the game is based upon these, so we need to reset this to their initial state as well.
Guys. We can make it a little bit drier by to set this. Or what we can do is basically wrap it in a not wrap it in a function. No, it cannot be like that. We can do show display buttons. Nah. I think this is good enough. So what we can do here is add comments. Is basically this block of code. It's going to do display the row buttons when the game is reset. Right, and then what we can do here next to this is reset every value back to like the beginning of this, right? But this one is yes.
Remove from this code regardless. It's not a big problem. So now
Oh, we have
run
to
it and roll the dice.
remove all the active as well. So it's not going to be wow, it's raining today. It's really raining. Alright, at the beginning is no. No, I think that we don't need to do this, right? Yeah. Woohoo! Reset game. That's it's default because player one turn. Okay, let's go. Let's go. We are doing well. Make it my own.
Okay, we have reached the final challenge of this section. But before we jump into that one, I just want to say, great job. You have really learned a lot in these last few lessons. You built a fully functional game, so you have no reason to be proud of yourself. However, at this point, I'm going to stop holding your hand and leading you through your code. You now have to do it all on your own. And that might seem a little bit scary, but we do it for a very good reason. Which is because out there in the world, when you work as a developer, you might not always have someone to help you. And you might not even have specific instructions or specs. You'll very often find that you have to use your own imagination as to how to implement features. And if you're to build your own project, you have to use your own creativity in order to come up with features. So that's what we're going to practice in this challenge. Because what I want you to do is take a long hard look at the current game and think about how you can turn it up a level and add a feature. That can be anything you want. I'm not going to give you any guidelines. However, I have a few suggestions just from the top of my head, which you can use or just ignore. That's totally up to you. So, for example, you could create a double or nothing button, basically a button that allows you to roll the dice with twice as much power. And if you hit 5, for example, you get 10 points. However, that button should also include some kind of risk of not getting anything, or maybe even getting a penalty. So maybe half the time you get twice as much, and half the time you get nothing, or maybe you go back. That's completely up to you. Just a button for the more gambling hungry people out there. Another feature you could implement is, for example, to make the game fair, because now it's actually not fair, since player 1 always starts, which means that player 1 usually wins.
So we do random int, random floor, player 1 and player 2.
Let's see, actually not player 2 won, but statistically player 1 will win more times than player 2. So what you could do is make sure that you only declare a winner after each of the players has been given an equal number of dice rolls. Alternatively, you could add an animation when player wins or when the dice is rolled. That's completely up to you. Or you could add a flying cow that once in a while just flies past the game and steals all the points from a random player. I mean, the point being that it's totally up to you. You should just follow your own interest here. How are you interested in improving this game? Just add that feature. And when you have done it, you are going to share it. Because that's also an important thing with growing as a developer, being comfortable sharing your code. So what I want you to do is actually grab a hold of the URL of your node and share it in your study group. And then also explain to your study mates, right now, that you're interested in Droid feature. So I'm going to just wish you good luck, and I hope to see a lot of epic features in the Discord chat.
I want to give you huge congratulations on finishing the Essential JavaScript Concepts module. You are a superstar coder. Give yourself a massive high five. You now have skills that separate you from the vast majority of other human beings on this planet. You have a really strong foothold in the world of JavaScript, the language that powers the internet. And you can build functioning applications in the browser. So many people have started out and not got this far. So again, massive congratulations. If you haven't done so already, why not head over to Discord and share your victory with the community in the Today I Did channel. Also, take some time to cheer on and congratulate other students for whatever wins they have achieved. And pay it forward. Use the knowledge you gained to help others who might be struggling. Explaining coding concepts is a great way of consolidating the knowledge. I would almost go so far as to say that if you explain something to someone in detail, you'll almost never forget it yourself. And what's more, helping others gives you a warm, fuzzy feeling inside. This slide here is a clickable link. If you pause and click the image, it will take you through to the Today I Did channel on Discord. After you've done that, take some time to relax. Maybe now's the time to call it a day and put your feet up, and then come back tomorrow when you're feeling refreshed, ready to start the next
Sorry guys, I was helping my mom with something and getting some coffee. Coffee is like really addicting drugs, but we love coffee, guys. We love coffee. Vietnam, we love coffee. Let me tell you guys about something. We just finished this two in roughly 2 days. Roughly 2 days. I take a few time off. Don't want to rush through JavaScript. JavaScript is probably the most important thing in a website, right? Responsive design, important as well. Not so we're going to take the slow, take it so we can chew it and we can digest it. Better for digestive systems, right? We study slow, we do slow. And then next level JavaScript, we even have to do digest more. Working with APIs, that important as well. Code reviews, I don't know about that. Building apps with Flexbox, that sounds really nice. Sounds really nice. Learn UI design, probably that one we can speed up. React basics, advanced React. Wow, this is really full hands-on, full sand mode. A lot of things that we have to learn in this. So we are nearly halfway. But the next one is also going to be the most challenging one. So we're going to take it slow so that we can understand thoroughly everything. And yes, hopefully we at the end of this we can land a job. We can create some beautiful web application or website. Amazing guys, amazing. Right, so What is the last one? I didn't watch the last one because I was downstairs making some coffee and helping my mom. Guys, family first, family first. See, the carousel is quite hard because I don't understand the way he, my instructor explained a lot of things. So it's hard, but like this part is way easier. Is it because of like the way how a person explained it, or like the project? Like I'm more comfortable with like logical stuff, logical app or something like that.
I want to give you huge congratulations.
I'm more like a Wordos players than like Super Mario or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm not sure what am I talking about. But
on finishing the essential JavaScript concepts module. You are a superstar coder. You have not gotten today I've gained to help others who might almost never forget it yourself. And what's more, helping others gives you a warm, fuzzy feeling. You've done that.
start thinking about responsively. Hey guys, drink responsibly. guys, it's a joke. It's a joke, guys. What is CSS? This actually is a dad joke. Actually, what CSS and beer have in common? You have to do it responsively. Responsively. Okay, I'm going to bring my coffee up because and we take a short break, right? I'll try to let's do this tonight. It's 3 right now. We did 3 hours today from 10 to 11. Wait, actually we did 1.5 hours, 10 to 11, 10 to 11:30, and then 1 to 3 right now. So we did 4.5 hours. 4.5 hours. No, 3.5 hours. We do until 4. We have like 4.5 hours, but then at night I will not be able to have anything to do. Maybe I can do some tonight. Yeah, let's stop it for now. We do 8 till 11 tonight. 8 till 11 sounds like a really good. No, 8 to 10. We do 5.5 hours a day. Because why we don't do 6 is because we want to chew this. We want to chew it nicely, firmly, take it into pieces, and yeah.
Welcome to module 2 of this course study.
Starting to think responsively. Okay. So, start to think responsibly. I just got some coffee, guys. This is some good cold brew. Not really good cold brew. Really good coffee, actually. Like really good coffee. I love this coffee. I drink cold brew most of the time because it's cold. It's good in a hot country, a tropical country. Everything is hot here. Let me breathe a little bit. I run from downstairs to upstairs to upstairs to downstairs. Right, cold brew. Why is cold brew good? You don't add sugars. Like I used to drink Vietnamese milk coffee. Vietnamese coffee. Like basically it's like condensed milk and coffee blend together. Not as good. It's good. It's really good. But I reduced my temptation for trying that because for drinking that. First of all, it's too much sugars for me. Like when you focus, the coffee makes you focus already, right? Coffee make you feel awake because of caffeine, stuff like that. And then you add sugar to it. Like sugar is also make you really awake because this is, if I'm not wrong, it makes you your blood sugar levels like high and then like it's drop high. Like when you drink coffee, it's so boop and then boop, boop and then zoom. Like the higher the spike is, it's not as good. And sugars probably make that spike go really fast. So when I study, try to stay away from milk coffee. Probably when I'm like not focused, I can drink it. Like you will be extremely focused over here, but then it's drop, and then you feel sluggish, feel like crap, and then it's just not for me. It's just not for me at the moment. I love Vietnamese milk coffee. I will always go and grab Vietnamese milk coffee if like I have a chance. If I have a chance, always Vietnamese milk coffee. Really good stuff. Yeah, but like when I'm studying at home, I try not to do it. And it's like sugar is probably one of the main cause of acne. So I don't like that either. And it makes you feel really bad afterwards. So yeah, let's just move on to drink and think responsibly. Right?
Simply, building websites used to be simple. We had a single design. We had to make the site look exactly like that design, and then we were done. Now there's some problems with that. Browsers now we have to take design and we have to make it work on every device, from sometimes a watch screen up to an 80-inch television. That
Right, like yeah, I think this is probably the reason why like web developers is such a hot things right now, hotter than Shakira or Rihanna or something like that, or some artists, because right, you have so many type of screen, device, mobile device, TV, so many stuff nowadays that is require different user interface and different way of how that device could be function. Like if you go on Safari on your iPhone and then use Gmail, it feels really awkward. But then when you go into the Gmail app in your phone, it's basically the same things, but it's feel way smoother, way versatile. It's really easy to use there. That's why I really think about this a lot of the time when we are using something. Like if it's like a smoothness, it's really smooth. If it's like a smooth experience, people would be like, I would not be able to be like bugging in my. It's not like If it's smooth, people will like use it and forget it. Like they don't remember anything. But if there's like a bug in their eyes, like oh my god, why this button is not working? They would be like, this is a shit app. Shit designers, shit developers built this. It's crap. This company is shit. Get the hell out of my face, right? So yeah, basically it's like that. Other than that, people would not like, oh, who make this? This is brilliant. Rarely like that. If it's smooth, people just use it and forget about it. Right? If it's like a bug, like a big bug, it's just like when you see a cockroach, holy shit, that's a big cockroach. But when you see a bunch of cockroach in like a cage that was like it is safe away from you, you're like, oh, it's nothing.
That's not necessarily.
My implementation of responsive design is probably the worst thing. So don't listen to me. If you want to listen, well, good luck with you.
Something that's super easy to do. But we have the fundamentals down. We understand how to make a static site, so it's time to get into the responsive frame of mind, and we're going to work our way up from getting a design to simply work on a single screen size to being able to get it to work on any device. Thinking responsively isn't easy at first, but we are going to work our way up. We're going to be exploring the do's and don'ts, and we're going to look at how we can plan things out to make our life a little bit easier in the long run. But no, this is just an introduction to thinking responsively. We're not covering everything there is in this module about how to build a responsive website. We're getting our feet wet with it. We're going to start looking at a few new things, but I don't want to overwhelm. As I've said before, I like teaching through projects. We get a project, we're going to learn the different things we need to get that project to work, and then as we get into more complex projects, we can add on more complexity to the CSS. So we're always adding on new things. We're not just dumping it all on it first. And this module is really going to set the stage for everything that's going to come. We're going to look at how to approach a layout. So you see a layout, like when you see that layout, what do you do? How do you start planning? How do you start moving forward? Before we jump into the layouts, though, we're going to look at CSS units, because well, we've seen pixels so far, but we have a whole bunch of different ones. We have ones that are absolute, we have relatives, and percentage are sort of relative units as well. We're going to be looking at all of those. We're going to be looking at the basics of Flexbox. Now, if you did the CSS crash course, you touched on Flexbox right at the end of it, but we didn't really get into it. We just thought, well, it makes columns, and that was it. So this one's not going to be a deep dive.
This is more of the CSS I like. Approach and layout. Like you have to think about it. It's not like, set this text font to like blah 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 blah. This is more of the logical, the thing that I like about CSS. Units, Flexbox, media query basis.
I have a full module later on in the course. We're going to do a deep dive into Flexbox to really make sure we understand the ins and outs of it. Because Flexbox is complex. And again, I don't want to throw all this complexity at you and overwhelm you. Here's how we can start using Flexbox to just...
And I like this instructor voice. Like his vibe.
Make things start working.
Love it.
And once you are comfortable being able to do that, later on, we've had a lot of practice with it, we can up the complexity on it a little bit. And also the basics of media queries. So media queries are an essential tool in adapting our site to different screen sizes. We're going to be seeing in this just how they can work and how we can start using them to make our websites work across different sizes. We are going to work on a few different things, but this is the
that look amazing.
Thing we're going to be focusing on, which is a 3-page website that we're going to be doing, and we're going to make it fully responsive. We're going to look at how we can go from the mobile view of that up to this full screen
sexy
site, just like this one.
That looks
sexy.
sexy.
It's a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. So let's jump into the lessons and start learning how we can start thinking responsively.
Right, we will think responsively tonight. I have something to do now. Probably I'm going to upload some shorts, and we will come back at night tonight, probably 8 p.m. Right now it's 3:30. Yeah, I will be back. I will be back for sure. I need to do a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that has to be done.